Well, go on, my people. So I got suspended from YouTube, and I really don't give a fuck what I got suspended for. I didn't even check. Um, I guess I have to edit some videos because I said something about um, the post-war pandemic that are going right now. I should say pandemic. We don't want to get suspended again, but you know what? I think I'm going to move to a different platform. Um, I'll let you know what platform I'm going to move to, um, so you can check out some of the videos and stuff. It might be one that you can, it might be a decentralized platform, one that I can actually say what the fuck I want to say and do what the hell I want to do. You know what I mean? Censorship is, to me, is stupid. It's just another way for the Gestapo to basically um, tell you what, you know, freedom of speech is basically going out the window because certain parasitical factions that are from the other side of the ocean get their feelings hurt. You know, too many males with too much estrogen flowing through their body, and too much females with too much testosterone flowing through their body, right? Um, and don't want to get their blood shut. Don't want to be uh, regular, normal people. But then again, what is normal? Like I said, if you're going to seek feces and parasites, you're going to get what you're going to get. Enough about that topic. Um, so we went through the Treaty of Tordes-illas, right? Or Tordes-isles, right? And realized that in 1492 there was no place over there known as Tordesillas, right? There was no place over there in 1492 known as Spain. It was Andalusia, right? It was the French, the northern, the next door neighbor to Spain is France. Nobody wants to even put that together, put two and two together, um, and see that it was the northern Germanic tribes, right, who were swarthy at the time, okay, taking over the Andalusians, who were the Moors at the time, the last stronghold of the Moors. They say, what did they say? I was taught by, well, not taught by, but I was told by Taj Tariq Bey that it was the Red House. It was the destruction of the Red House. Well, Taj, I'm here to basically tell you that I found the Red House, and the Red House was in the place you call Jamaica. That's where the Red House was. Okay, the Red House was in charge of the continent. The Red House was also a church that held records. The Red House was the continent, well, basically the headquarters of the ruling class of people who ran the continent. As you can see, Zaimaka was the capital of the New World, Jamaica, under the Treaty of Tortoise Islands, Turtle Island, or the Tortoise Isles, right? The reason why I'm holding my headphones like this is because um, the person that I'm living with basically shoved it in, wrapped it around, and shoved in, broke it. So I had to ghetto tape it. But it's all good. Materialistic goods can always be replaced, right? Um, we see that on American soil or on in Turtle Island, you have hundreds of Spanish military base on American soil in North America, right? And I said we've seen that basically according to the Treaty of Tordes-illas, um, that it's forever, and no one can go against it. None of their factions can go against it, because the thing is, if they go against it, then guess what? It just becomes just another regular treaty that's going to be uh, null and void, because every 100 years a treaty goes null and void. And if you haven't noticed, 100 years ago it was 1919, and in 1919 there was a lot of things happening. Russia, who is a or who is still a communist country under Marxism, right? A European ideology, democracy, European ideology, republicanism, European ideology, let's see, liberal, uh, European ideology, conservative, European ideology. So basically, you have to understand that majority of the European ideologies, when it comes to governance, really doesn't work. It just doesn't seem like it's working. Why do I say that? I say that because your people are here. Yeah. So your place governance suck so bad that they can't tolerate, so that they come here. Hmm. This is obviously the greatest land on the face of the planet. So we have an imperialistic style governance in China. That sucks. The CCP sucks. Why? Because there's Chinese here that are basically hoping to for you to sign their petition that they can um, stop you from coming here and uh, being the douchebags that you are. In let's see, East Asia, Bharat, they like to call it India. The Indians come here, obtain Indian status, get the the benefits of being Indian under the Indian affairs, and come here because India sucks. You have a caste system that is discriminating, but now you have East Asians. They don't like to be called Indians. They don't like to be. They don't want to be associated with Indians. Um, East Asians uh, coming here, benefiting from the large quantity of pool of trust that is there for Indians. Okay, and obtain basically Indian status. Now we have them teaching about racism when they're the most bigots in their own country. So your country sucks, so you want to be here. Let's go somewhere else. Russia. Now um, we have Putin running Russia, And if you actually put a P onto Russia, see, they can't go too far from the empires that they basically started. So if you put a P on Russia, you have Prussia. And the Prussian Empire was the one that made China, mainland China, sign a 99-year lease to take mainland China and infiltrate it, just like how they infiltrated it here when the Nazis were running the show in in uh, in Europe. You know, the family of the Nazi family of the Queen of England and the King of the Netherlands. If you look into any of their history, you realize that the Queen is German. The King of the Netherlands' grandfather or dad was a Nazi and looks just like Hitler. Um, so, yeah, let's see. You have Russia, who follows a European ideology, which is Marxism. Um, your country, sorry, but the way your country is ran, it sucks because your people want to be here. Now, if you actually ran your country good, then your people wouldn't want to be here. Your people would want to be there because it's freaking awesome. But the awesomeness is from Arctic to Antarctic is Turtle Island or Tordes-Isles or America, as you would call it. I wonder if they say, oh, it's not named after Amerigo Vespucci, but when you really look at it, he was here. He discovered this place before Christopher Columbus. Let's go to Western Europe, Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe sucks. Your people love this place. I've talked to a lot of your people, and basically, back home sucks because the governance suck. Okay, um, it's no wonder your people want to be here because you guys treat your people like shit. I don't know. That's just there's no opportunity for anyone to move forward in any of your societies because you guys suck at freaking ruling. Let's go to Western Europe. Okay, uh, you have Germany, Netherlands, Finland, and it's so funny how quiet Finland sits, and just like their monarchy is still under the same house, um, but you're all family members, every single one of you. In World War I, it was a family feud. It was nothing more than a family feud, um, jostling for position to um, take what was uh, discussed about in the Berlin Conference in 1884 and 85. You have the largest seed storage in the world in the side of a mountain, and you have all of everybody else's seeds, and then you create a company that fucks over everybody else's stuff. Monsanto's, which was down in South America, Argentina, started out there with those Nazis trying to do eugenics programs on seeds. Uh, your country obviously sucks because the largest amount of Germans outside of Germany is Argentina. The largest amount of Russians outside of Russia is Argentina. The largest amount of Italians outside of Italy is Argentina. So it would show that Mussolini, Hitler, and Stalin were actually partners under the, what do you call it? The pontiff um, of the Catholic order. So all your countries must suck because you want to be here. You see, when a country actually is awesome, right? You want to be where awesome is. And America, from Arctic to Antarctic, is actually awesome. You have opportunities, you have um, uh, awesome weather, the food, the culture, the people. We still treat you with kindness and respect. But we're starting to understand that your countries, your leaders, they suck so fucking bad that you don't even want to be around them, right? You have England dealing with the Brexit. Well, England, the only reason why they're dealing with all that stuff and trying to kick out as much people as possible who are associated with that country is because look into the history, you realize that England was actually taken over by the Dutch, right? And you're still trying to hold on to um, an island or a country um, or a piece of area that every single 100 years the treaty goes up. And you would have to leave if they figured out, just like South America, South Africa, and China, how they figured out and were waiting, okay, actually waiting. Okay, they got together, they put their organization together, they implemented a um, uh, a faction or a force to basically say, hey, listen, 99 years is up. You motherfuckers has got to go, right? And I'm not backing China because their place sucks too. You know what I'm saying? Like you're anyone that talks to anyone from their respective countries, other than you know like Africa and stuff like that. A lot of the places in Africa suck. But there's a lot of places or a lot of people that actually really want to go home. They can't even stand it here anymore. Reason being is this place is starting to suck because we have uh, foreign agents anchored at dry dock, meaning the riverbed. Okay, let's do a diagram, shall we? It's diagram time. The only reason why this place would start to suck is because um, you have uh, outside forces that are jealous of the fact that this place is running smoothly, right? We have Republicans, Democrats, which is Republican and Democrats are one party. It was created by John Mason or Madison. Some one of them what do you call it? One of them founding priests. The founding fathers. No, they're if you father, please bless me for I have sinned. Yeah, yeah, founding priests under the Catholic majesties uh, who became um, president after implementing their way of rule and starting to suck the place. Like that's what basically it comes down to: energy vampires, or you can call them succubus or incubus or whatever kind of demonic shit that they worship, right? Um, we're gonna, you have certain Africans that want to go home, but you have certain Africans that are like, fuck Africa. I would never fucking go back there because that place sucks. Okay, you have Patrick Allen in Jamaica. He's the Governor General. Okay, he's the one that's in charge, not Wholeness. He's the one that's in charge. If you want to go and see all the stuff that I'm talking about, go and read the Constitution of your like respective area and read the treaties of your respective area and realize who is in charge. And when you read the Constitution of Jamaica 1962, you realize that that Constitution is only for the Queen, her descendants, and the Governor General is the one that's going to pick everything. So power actually corrupts. It turns their brain into mush, right? They all need a washout. They all need some meditation. They all need some, what do you call it? Like a soul searching, like understanding to see why they're such douchebags to to fuck up the whole island and make it suck. You have a lot of Jamaicans that are and I say Jamaicans because that's like you'll understand it, but all these are corporate entities, foreign agents anchored at dry dock. Okay, um, dry dock. That's the. I said I was going to do a diagram. So one second. Look at that, man. Okay, let's get a nice page. Yeah, sometimes I do art. You know, just I have like art books and stuff like that sitting there, and I do a lot of inventions. Like my book is just filled with new inventions. Like they you don't you how you gonna do that, man? How you gonna invent that? You don't have no capital. You don't have no capital. Well, if Elon Musk can if Elon Musk can leave South Africa, right, and is a South Africant, right, and come to America and get a grant as an African American to start Tesla, then shit, I should be able to fester up some, get a good business plan, and you can do the same. Everybody can do the same. This is America, right? Yeah, I live in the quadrant known as Canada, which is a subdivision of America, and it's been a subdivision since the beginning, 1777. Now, oh, what are you talking about? It's 1867 that Canada was created. No, according to the Article of Confederation, no. Woo, the dust. Okay, so big sheet. We're going to go like this. We have the event here. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. And then up here we have some mansions. Bar, maybe some windows. You'll see in a second. And then up here we'll have the steps. Okay. And then you have the steps like that, like that, like that, like that. And then, you know, this could basically relate to any city that's, you know what I'm saying, that you go and deal with, right? Okay. Okay. My little drawing. How? What do you see? Hmm? I forgot something. I forgot the bridges. Okay. I forgot something. My little drawing. Okay. My little drawing of cities, houses, towns. Okay. You can see on the top there's a mansion or house overlooking, right, cities and stuff, right? You can actually have certain towers that are much taller, like, you know, getting down, and there we can go like that. You know what I'm saying? Then have the spires and right. You have like squares, right? In each one, each floor, you can have like, you know what I'm saying? But you get the picture, right? Now, this is majority of the cities in or towns in or capital cities or capital areas in every um, what do you call it? In every province, every state. Okay, what does this mean? There, you do realize that the um, you do realize that the what do you call it? The treaty that we were going over um, talks about admirals. Now, admiral, let's 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 go and let's do this because then we can actually understand. We can actually understand. We can actually understand um, what this means, right? Now, we went over the Treaty of Tordes-illas or Tordes-isles or Turtle Island, and a lot of native tribes are basically um, A lot of native tribes are, I don't know, either embarrassed, upset, or pissed off that they've been bigots, just like the people that they you know that are basically oppressing their ass now. Um, Indian affairs. Indian affairs is controlled by Europeans. It's not controlled by us. We're not in charge of our own affairs. We're not responsible for our own affairs. That's why we have a minor government. A minor government meaning that this government cannot handle its own affairs. Holy shit. Freaking funny. Sometimes I gotta make myself laugh because it's just ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. It's a freaking embarrassment. This place, people, is not supposed to suck. But we have European ideologies, and I think the European ideologies to stay in Europe because you guys went around the world implementing your ideology and basically making the world suck. Yeah, I'll say it. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You guys' way of ruling sucks because you suck your royal's dick. I'm sorry, and you think that they are gonna sit back and not have any say or anything when it comes to ruling people or their people around the world because they really don't rule anybody else. They rule their people and they oppress others, right? They press others. They freaking um, rape, murder, and steal. That's who they hire. They hire criminals to run their colonies, right? And the colon. Listen to the name colon. What's a colon do? It processes food, processes shit, right? That's what a colon does. So, what this picture means? What does this picture mean? Let's see. Etymology: admiral. Let's see what an admiral is. What's an admiral? Middle English: denote an emir, 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 or Saracen, a commander, a Saracen. Ooh, Saracen. I am a Saracen. Hmm? Let's see. Emir. What is an emir?
Admiral. N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. C. 1200. Amiral, admiral, Saracen commander or chieftain. From Old French amiral, 12c. Saracen military commander. Any military commander, ultimately from medieval Arabic amir, military commander, probably via medieval Latin use of the word for Muslim military leader.
Muslim.
Amiral de la Mer, commander of a fleet of ships, is in late 13c. Anglo-French documents, meaning highest-ranking naval officer in English, is from early 15c. The extension of the word's meaning from commander on land to commander at sea likely began in 12c. Sicily with medieval Latin amiratus and then spread to the continent. But the word also continued to mean Muslim military commander in Europe in the Middle Ages.
Wow.
The Arabic word was later Englished as Amir. As Amir is constantly followed by al in all such titles, Amir al was naturally assumed by Christian writers as a substantive word, and variously Latinized. OED, also in Old French and...
Wow. That motherfucker just cut me off. Oh shit. That just cut me right the hell off. Okay? A Muslim military commander. So, in the Treaty of Tordes-illas, or the contract given to Christopher Columbus, he was to be an admiral, their Muslim military commander. So it's starting to open up the picture more and more to realize that, we have Muslims conquering Muslims. It was an infighting over there in Andalusia. Muslims conquering Muslims. Wow. Is that why the place is called the Middle East? Is that why Northern Africa is now Middle East Muslim territory? Wow. And France was the one that basically went there and massacred, murdered the people in Northern Africa and put their Muslim military commanders in charge. So the Spaniards are actually Middle Eastern. The French are actually Middle Eastern. And then when you look at the historical background of those people who occupy that area, they come from Bart. They come from the regions of Pakistan and India and all of those places. Now I'm starting to see the big picture. Because when you look at the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, and when they were creating the United States of America, those people were actually practicing, or they were actually Muslims, right? That's surprising. The things you find out when you go looking for what a word means, because I stopped saying to myself, I know everything. I know what a word means. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. I really don't know a thing. Okay? I just like to put pieces together and solve problems. But what does this mean? What does that mean? Right? What does that mean to anyone? Okay? Right? What does that mean? Okay? Let's finish what an admiral is, because basically they like to cut off shit.
Admiral. N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary.
C.
C. 1200. Amiral, admiral, Saracen commander or chieftain. From Old French amiral, 12c. Saracen military commander. Any military commander, ultimately from medieval Arabic amir, military commander.
Yeah.
Probably via medieval Latin use of the word for Muslim military leader. Amiral de la Mer, commander of a fleet of ships, is in late 13c. Anglo-French documents, meaning highest-ranking naval officer in English, is from early 15c. The extension of the word's meaning from commander on land to commander at sea likely began in 12c. Sicily with medieval Latin amiratus and then spread to the continent. But the word also continued to mean Muslim military commander in Europe in the Middle Ages. The Arabic word was later Englished as Amir. As Amir is constantly followed by al in all such titles, Amir al was naturally assumed by Christian writers as a substantive word, and variously Latinized. OED. Also in Old French and Middle English further conformed to familiar patterns as Amarolde, Amarant. The unetymological D probably is from influence of Latin admirabilis, see admire. Italian form almiraglio, Spanish almirante are from confusion with Arabic words in al. As the name of a type of butterfly from 1720, according to OED possibly a corruption of admirable. Entries related to admiral, admiralship, admiralty, admire, amir, others are reading. Definitions of admiral from WordNet. Admiral, N. The supreme commander of a fleet. Ranks above a vice admiral and below a fleet admiral. Admiral, N. Any of several brightly colored butterflies. Dictionary entries near admiral. Administration, administrative, administrator, admirable, admirably, admiral, admiralship, admiralty, admiration, admire, admirer.
Okay, so there we go. We have, what was that last one? I like that last one. The supreme commander of a fleet ranked above a vice admiral and below the fleet, and below a fleet admiral. Okay, not that one. Bright colored butterfly. What was that other one? There's another word. Did say something about a, where was it? Administrator. Okay, there we go. It's an administrator, right? That's what an admiral is an administrator. Now, I wanted admiralty. Okay, admiralty. Let's see. English executive. Admiralty.
Admiralty, N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. Naval branch of the English executive, early 15C. Admiral, from Old French amiral, from amiral, see admiral. Entries related to admiralty. Admiral. Others are reading. Definitions of admiralty from WordNet. Admiralty, N. The department in charge of the Navy, as in Great Britain. Admiralty, N. The office of admiral. Dictionary entries near admiralty. Administrator, admirable,
Okay. It does not. Man, this phone is starting to like really annoy me. But hey, it's all good because we're gonna have patience and we're gonna continue on our journey. So now we know that Admiralty is a Muslim naval ship military commander. Okay. Now, I wanted to check out military. Let's see. Maritime. Maritime. That's what I want to check out. That's what I want to check out. Maritime. Maritime. What is maritime? Because we have maritime. Okay, so it's Maritime Admiralty Military Tribunal.
Maritime, Adj. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. 1540s, of or pertaining to the sea, from French maritime, 16c. Or directly from Latin maritimus, of the sea, near the sea. From mare, genitive maris, sea, from pi root asterisk mori, body of water, plus Latin ending timus, originally a superlative suffix. Compare intimus, inmost, ultimus, last. Here denoting close association with. Maritimes, seacoast regions of a country, is from 1590s, specifically of the southeasternmost provinces of Canada adjoining the Atlantic Ocean by 1921. Entries related to maritime, asterisk mori, others are reading. Definitions of maritime from WordNet. Maritime, Adj. Relating to or involving ships or shipping or navigation or seamen. Maritime law, maritime, Adj. bordering on or living or characteristic of those near the sea. Maritime cultures. A maritime province. Maritime farmers. Dictionary entries near maritime. Mariology.
Maritime farmers. Maritime farmers. Basically, the farmers who are from a different country are actually maritime farmers. When we have a birth certificate, we're under maritime law. The part, according to the embankment, when we go to the bank, we're dealing with maritime law. Seamen, even the skeet that comes out of your penis basically deals with maritime law. Because you're going through a birth canal, maritime law. And now we're realizing, it's a military occupied complex. Military occupied complex? Well, shit. Let's see what the military. Military. Etymology. I like her etymology. Yes.
Military. Adj. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. Mid-15C. Military, pertaining to or befitting soldiers. Used, done, or brought about by soldiers. From Old French militaire, 14C. And directly from Latin militaris, of soldiers or war, of military service. Warlike. From miles. Genitive militus, soldier, a word of unknown origin. Perhaps ultimately from Etruscan, or else meaning one who marches in a troop, and thus connected to Sanskrit mela, assembly, Greek homelos, assembled crowd, throng. Devon writes, it is tempting to connect milia, place. Thousands, hence asterisk miliad, who goes with, by the thousand. Related, militarily, Old English had militisk, from Latin. Military police is from 1827. Military age, at which one becomes liable to military service, is by 1737. Military-industrial complex was coined 1961 in the farewell speech of U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Military, N. Soldiers generally, 1757, from military, adj. Commonly only with the definite article. Earlier, a military man, 1736. Entries related to military, militarism, militarist, militarize, militate, militia, paramilitary. Others are reading. Definitions of military from WordNet. Military, adj. Of or relating to the study of the principles of warfare. Military law. Military, adj. Characteristic of or associated with soldiers or the military. Military uniforms. Military, adj. Associated with or performed by members of the armed services as contrasted with civilians. Military police. Military, N. The military forces of a nation. Their military is the largest in the region. The military machine is the same one we faced in 1991, but now it is weaker. Dictionary entries near military. Militarism, militarist, militaristic, militarization, militarize, military, militate, militia, militiaman, milk, milk of magnesia.
Milk of magnesia? Okay, so now we know what a military is. We know what an admiralty is, right? We know what maritime is, right? So we can see that the ocean is very important, or the water is very important to these people. Why? Because all their laws were written on the water when they were first coming over here. Because the thing is, you can't really take land that doesn't belong to you or occupy land that doesn't belong to you. Everybody knows that wherever you go, there's a group of people or a faction of people that have their own way of life, right? And in order for you to come there and wanting to do business, and that's the thing about it, it's all just business. It's just good business, my good man. Just good business, right? You want reparations. You want to be compensated for all the things that your ancestors have done. You're never going to get it. You can scream, you can plead, whatever. You're not going to get it. Why? Because guess what? It was just good business. They're still here. They're still here occupying the land, right? And they invited millions of their family members and friends. Did we forget that Isabella and Ferdinand and her brother released all the prisoners from their jails and shipped them over here to the prison colony, hoping that they would die? But they thrived, didn't they? Those freaking criminals thrived, didn't they? Right? And when let's see, could all the wars that has happened, could all of the things that have happened in like the world, like look, you have the largest amount of Chinese outside of China in Peru. You have the largest amount of East Asians, Indians, East Indians, East Asians, Bharatians outside of their respective country in Peru. You have the largest amount of Japanese outside of Japan in Brazil. But we keep thinking, oh, that's a different place. That's South America. No, it's still America, dumbass. We got North America, South America, and Central America. And Central America is covered by North America under the certain constitution or contracts that they have. But it's all under that one contract, the Treaty of Turtle Island. But you have all these people from their country here. Because why? Their country sucks. Even Japan. Japan is like technologically advanced and all this kind of stuff. Your country sucks. The people who run your country, they're making it suck. They're just regular human beings. They're just regular men and women that basically get up every single day, go to work, you know, they're just doing their job. But there is also an underlying government or governance. They're called bureaucrats, right? They're called bureaucrats. Okay. And let's see what a bureaucrat is. Because we have a prime minister in Jamaica saying that his hands are tied. He would love to do the things that he would love to do. He would love to run the country how he is supposed to be, or what do you call it, hired to run the country. But his hands are tied because of bureaucracy and bureaucrats. Bureaucracy, right? Let's see what a bureaucrat is, or bureaucracy. There was an article I read about the Michener Center, the Nazi concentration camp that was implemented by the federal government, or the Confederate government. That's what I like to call them, because that's what they are. Um, Implemented by the Confederate government um, to basically do eugenics programs on the indigenous people of this land, or the genus people of this land, or the peaceful inhabitants of this land, the peaceful habitants of this land. In. A vowel before consonant, remember, cancels the word. Like incompetent, you're not competent. Inoperable. You're not operable. Independent. You have no independence. So, bureaucracy. Let's see what bureaucracy is.
Bureaucracy. N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. Government by bureaus, especially tyrannical officialdom, excessive multiplication of administrative bureaus and concentration of power in them, in reference to their tendency to interfere in private matters and be inefficient and inflexible. 1818, from French bureaucrata. Coined by French economist Jean-Claude Marie Vincent de Gournay, 1712 to 1759, on model of democrata, aristocrata, from bureau. Office, literally, desk, see bureau, plus Greek suffix kratia denoting power of, secrecy. That vast network of administrative tyranny. That system of bureaucracy, which leaves no free agent in all France, except for the man at Paris who pulls the wires. J.S. Mill, Westminster Review, Volume XXVIII, 1837.
Wow.
Bureaucrat, and c. The formation is so barbarous that all attempt at self-respect in pronunciation may perhaps as well be abandoned. Fowler, entries related to bureaucracy.
Barbarous.
Cracy, bureau, bureaucrat, bureaucratic, bureaucratize. Others are reading. Definitions of bureaucracy from WordNet. Bureaucracy, N. Non-elective government officials. Bureaucracy, N. A government that is administered primarily by bureaus that are staffed with non-elective officials. Bureaucracy, N. Any organization in which action is obstructed by insistence on unnecessary procedures and red tape. Dictionary entries near bureaucracy. Burden, burdensome, burdock, burden, bureau, bureaucracy, bureaucrat, bureaucratic, bureaucratus, bureaucratization, bureaucratize.
It stems from democracy. And what did we do? We elected a bureaucrat, someone who is a prude. Democrats, we have the Democrats back into power. Yes, let us see what the Democrats can do. Because guess what? They're going to take away your rights, your freedoms. There's someone pulling his strings. Someone in France. Isn't that why we have the Statue of Liberty? Because Benjamin Franklin incorporated the USA and France. It can't actually be on the land. It has to be out there in the water. Diagram. So, let's see. So it's maritime, admiralty, military, bureaucrats, tribunal. Let's see what tribunal is. Tribunal. Tribunal. What is tribunal?
Tribunal, N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. Early 15c. A judgment seat, from Old French tribunal, justice seat, judgment seat, 13c. And directly from Latin tribunal, platform for the seat of magistrates, elevation, embankment, from tribunus, official in ancient Rome, magistrate, literally, head of a tribe, see tribune. Hence, a court of justice or judicial assembly, 1580s. Entries related to tribunal, tribune. Others are reading. Definitions of tribunal from WordNet. Tribunal, N. An assembly, including one or more judges, to conduct judicial business. Dictionary entries near tribunal. Tribe, Tribeca, tribesman, tribology, tribulation, tribunal, tribune, tributary, tribute, trice, tricentennial.
So, someone of a tribe. So the whole time we're thinking it's of a tribe of people who are judging the situation. So we have maritime, admiralty, military, tribunal. Okay? And why is this important? Because that is the law that is operating on the land. And it seems like the law on the land is common law. which was brought here by the Europeans with the European ideology, who are Muslims. So the whole 1500 years we were enslaved by the Muslims. Well, guess what? Add another 500 years onto that, so that's 2000 years we've been enslaved by Muslims. They got an issue. Like, what's up with these dudes, man? Like, well, then again, they create homosexual societies. They're sodomites. Sodom and Gomorrah. I think they're still upset that God destroyed their civilization, so that therefore they have to be against the Creator, against God. But then when you look at God, the God is your governmental ordinance department. In God we trust. In the governmental ordinance department we trust. But yeah, it's still the same group of people manipulating the same narrative, but they've infiltrated and conquered. Conquered meaning having an accord. Okay. Actually, let's go see what conquered is. Like, it's no use making up shit or trying to understand shit that we just don't know, right? Conquered. What is conquered? Conquered. Conquered. What is conquered? An agreement between persons. Union. Shit.
Concord, N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. Early 14c. Agreement between persons, union in opinions or sentiment, state of mutual friendship, amiability, from Old French concord, 12c. Concord, harmony, agreement, treaty, from Latin concordia, agreement, union, from concors, genitive concordis, of the same mind, literally, hearts together, from assimilated form of com, with, together, see con, plus cor, genitive cordis, heart, from pi root asterisk curd part. Related, concordial, meaning, a compact or agreement, is from late 15c. The village in Massachusetts, site of one of the opening battles of the Revolutionary War, April 19, 1775, was named in 1635, perhaps in reference to the peaceful dealings between the settlers and the local native tribes. The capital of New Hampshire was renamed for the Massachusetts town in 1763. Formerly it had been Pennycook, from a mangling of a native Algonquian word meaning descent. By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April's breeze unfurled. Here once the embattled farmers stood, and fired the shot heard round the world. Emerson, from Concord Hymn. The Concord grape was so called by 1853.
And that poem relates to the nuclear bomb. So they like to say, oh, that's not that it's new technology. It was created in the 40s, 1940s and shit like that when we're testing. No. They fired a shot back in the day and created a sound that could be heard all around the world and breaking up the planet. Yeah, and allowing the waters to surge in and destroy the place, and you call it a flood.
From the Massachusetts town, where it was bred for the local climate and promoted by farmer Ephraim Wales Bull. It is mentioned, but not named in the New England Farmer of October 26, 1850, in its acknowledgments. From E.W. Bull, Concord, a lot of fine seedling grapes, which he produced by a cross of the Catawba with a native grape. It is very good, and partakes of the nature of its parents, having some of the vinous flavor of the catawba, and a little of the acid peculiar to our native fruit. Concord, v. Late 14c. Reconcile, bring into harmony, transitive, c. 1400, agree, cooperate, from Old French concorder and directly from Latin concordare, be of one mind, from concours of the same mind, see concord, n. Related, concorded, concording. Entries related to concord, asterisk curd, accord, concordance, concordant, concordat, concord. Others are reading. Definitions of concord from WordNet.
You probably have the wrong one. Let me see. Let's see. Conquer. Let me spell it. Conquer. Concord. Conquer. Let's see this one. There we go. A task, something. Conquer. There we go. Let's see what this one is.
Conquer, v. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. C. 1200, conquirin, to achieve, a task. From Old French conquer, conquer, defeat, vanquish, from Vulgar Latin asterisk conquirere, for Latin conquire, to search for, procure by effort, win, from assimilated form of Latin com. Here probably an intensive prefix, see com, plus quirere, to seek, gain, see query, v.
Query.
From c. 1300 is to win, from defeat, an adversary, overcome, subdue, make a conquest, be victorious, win or secure, something. From early 14c, as, to acquire, a country, by force of arms. Related, conquered, conquering. Entries related to conquer, conquers, conquest, conquistador, query, reconquer, unconquerable. Others are reading. Definitions of conquer from WordNet. Conquer, v. Bring under control by force or authority. Conquer one's desires. Conquer, v. Take possession of by force, as after an invasion. Conquer, v. Overcome by conquest. Conquer your fears. Conquer a country. Dictionary entries near conquer. Connotate, connotation, connotative, connote, connubial, conquer, conqueror, conqueror, conquest, conquistador, Conrad.
So a conquistador was a conqueror, who basically had military powers, who created an administration to go down and to subdue and to take over by force the lands that are here and to convert them to Catholicism. Well, to achieve a task, why is this so important? Why are most cities and towns are on riverbeds? Why? Because from here to here is the riverbed. That's the river. So they are actually Maritime Admiralty Military Tribunal. They are still operating in maritime. Why? Because they are in the river. They are on the riverbed. And that is how they can get away with being and using Maritime Admiralty Military Tribunal. This is a military-occupied complex, and most of the cities or ruling factions, their parliament their courthouses, all foreign agents anchored at dry dock. They are not actually here in this country. They are operating maritime. Why do I say this? Because there is 99,000 dams on this land. 99,000. That's just in North America alone. 99,000 dams. That basically dams the river so that therefore they can operate Maritime Admiralty Military Tribunal. They never ever wanted to have a common law jurisdiction, and majority of the people who don't realize that they are under a common law jurisdiction and they can bring up that jurisdiction. I think the only thing that should be questioned is what is the jurisdiction of this court? What is the jurisdiction of this parliament? What is the jurisdiction of this, what's that other one? Congress. Since the admirals or the amirs, their Muslim military, is occupying this complex. So, to just alliterate, everyone's countries, around the world suck. Your leaders suck. Your constitutions suck. And you came here to create, even in 1945, after certain countries got together, they got together to create the United Nations, and the United Nations now suck. I have friends who actually worked for the United Nations to find out where the guns were coming from that were going to Africa, that were going to certain tribes to fund them with weapons. Where are these guns coming from? And they went to go and find out where the guns were coming from. They didn't get trusted at first because, you know, they're part of the UN, right? But then they find out that the UN was actually funding them. The UN was providing all the weapons so that these people would kill each other. Then they would come in like the superheroes they are, right? But we all know that they're actually supervillains because they're Nazis. And now they want the whole world to suck. It's really funny. It's really funny. Like, nobody really knows how to rule. Because you all have ego complex, right? You all think that the titles that you have allows you to be a douchebag. Oh, I'm president. I'm a douchebag. Oh, I'm a prosecuting attorney. I'm a douchebag. I'm a prime minister. I'm a douchebag. Oh, I'm a preacher now. I'm a douchebag. I'm a pope. Oh, I'm a douchebag. Now I can live out my pathetic life and make everybody else's life suck. Because I don't know how to rule myself. I don't even know how to control myself and my carnal desires, right? Majority of the people has had so much sexual, like, sickness. They've gone to the point where they've screwed dogs. They've screwed so much bitches. They screwed so much women. They screwed so much bitches, dogs. They screwed what do you call it? That, like, they go after children now. Sick in the fucking head. Because they're succubus, incubus. Look up, let's look, what is that, succubus? Let's look up that word, since I keep saying it. What's a succubus? Succubus. Let's learn together, shall we?
Succubus, N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. Late 14c. Alteration, after incubus, giving a masc. Form to a word generally felt as of female meaning, of late Latin succuba, strumpet, applied to a fiend, generally in female form. Having sexual connection with men in their sleep, from succubare, to lie under, from assimilated form of sub, under, see sub, plus cubare, to lie down, see cubicle. Related, succubine, adj. Entries related to succubus, asterisk UPO, sub, cubicle, incubus. Others are reading. Definitions of succubus from WordNet. Succubus, N. A female demon believed to have sexual intercourse with sleeping men. Dictionary entries near succubus. Succinctly, succinite, sucker, succotash, sucker, succubus, succulence, succulent, succumb, such, suck.
So, to all the females who are in power, that have an ego, that did not do any parasitical cleanse, any meditation, any spiritual guidance to basically allow themselves to be normal beings, or men or women. To the females, you're a succubus. You're making this place suck. You think that you have power because of your title. Your title doesn't mean shit, because guess what? When you leave that job and you go home, you're just a normal woman. You could think that you're awesome and you have all this power and all that kind of shit, but if you're not going to make this place better, you're a succubus. You're a female demon. And the only thing that you can actually sleep with, you can't even sleep with somebody who's awake. You're sleeping with dead freaking entities. A strumpet. You're nothing but a strumpet, you concubine of a demon whore. Having sexual connections with men in their sleep. A strumpet. Okay, where is that word that I saw? Let's see, incubus. Incubus. These are for the males. Incubus. See, majority of the words out there are all nouns, unless it's given. I think it's a prefix, is it, to make it a vowel, something in action. I gotta freaking start studying again. Incubus. Incubus.
Incubus, N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. Imaginary being or demon, credited with causing nightmares and, in male form, consorting with women in their sleep. C. 1200, from late Latin incubus, Augustine, from Latin incubo, nightmare. One who lies down on, the sleeper, from incubare, to lie upon, see incubate. Plural is incubi. Compare succubus. Entries related to incubus. Incubate, succubus. Others are reading. Definitions of incubus from WordNet. Incubus, N. A male demon believed to lie on sleeping persons and to have sexual intercourse with sleeping women. Incubus, N. A situation resembling a terrifying dream. Incubus, N. someone who depresses or worries others. Dictionary entries near incubus: incroyable, incrustation, incubate, incubation, incubator, incubus, inculcate, inculcation, inculpable, inculpate, inculpation.
Okay, so there it is. Any female or male, right? Demon believed to lie on sleeping persons and to have sexual intercourse with sleeping women. Okay, the other one is sleeping men. So, you ever heard of the saying, oh, you're asleep, you got to wake up? Well, let's see what L-I-E means. To lie. They didn't say lie down, they said to lie upon. Right? Let's see what lie means. Could a lawyer or a prosecuting attorney be a incubus or a succubus? Ooh, let's see.
Lie, v.1. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary.
Love this.
Lie, v.1. Speak falsely, tell an untruth for the purpose of misleading, late 12c. From Old English legen, ligen, earlier leogen, deceive, belie, betray, class 2 strong verb. Past tense league, past participle logan. From Proto-Germanic * lugenen. Source also of Old Norse luga, Danish live, Old Frisian liaga, Old Saxon and Old High German leogen, German lugen, Gothic lugen. A word of uncertain etymology. With possible cognates in Old Church Slavonic lugati, Russian lugati, not found in Latin, Greek, or Sanskrit. Emphatic lie through, ones, teeth is from 1940s. Lie, v.2. Rest horizontally, be in a recumbent position, early 12c. From Old English ligan, class 5 strong verb. Past tense lag, past participle legen. Be situated, have a specific position. Remain. Be at rest, lie down, from Proto-Germanic * legjon. Source also of Old Norse ligia, Old Saxon ligion, Old Frisian lidzia, Middle Dutch ligen, Old High German liegen, German legion, Gothic ligen, to lie, from pi root * leg, to lie down, lay.
German
Especially
legion.
to lie in bed, hence often with sexual implications, as in lie with, have sexual intercourse, c. 1300. And compare Old English ligan mid, cohabit with. To lie in, be brought to childbed, is from mid-15c. To lie to at sea is to come to a standstill. To take something, lying down, receive passively, receive with abject submission, is from 1854. Lie,
Acquiesce.
N.1. An untruth, false statement made with intent to deceive. Old English liege, lia, lie, falsehood, from Proto-Germanic * lugas. Source also of Old Norse legi, Danish loan, Old Frisian lane, fem. Dutch lugen, fem. Old High German lugi, German luge, Gothic loon, a lie, from the root of lie, v.1. To give the lie to, accuse directly of lying, is attested from 1590s. Lie detector first recorded 1909. In mod, use, the word is normally a violent expression of moral reprobation, which in polite conversation tends to be avoided, the synonyms falsehood and untruth being often substituted as relatively euphemistic. OED, lie, N.2. Manner of lying, relative position, 1690s, from lie, v.2. Sense in golf is from 1857. Entries related to lie, * leg, belie, lane, lay, liar, lie down, leer, lying, outlier, outlying, outrigger, overly, truth, underlie, warlock. Others are reading. Definitions of lie from WordNet. Lie, v. Be located or situated somewhere. Occupy a certain position. Lie, v. Be lying, be prostrate. Be in a horizontal position. The sick man lay in bed all day. The books are lying on the shelf. Lie, v. Originate, in. Synonyms. Dwell, consist, lie in. Lie, v. Be and remain in a particular state or condition. Lie dormant. Lie, v. Tell an untruth. Pretend with intent to deceive. She lied when she told me she was only 29. Don't lie to your parents. Lie, v. Have a place in relation to something else. The fate of Bosnia lies in the hands of the West. Synonyms. Rest, lie, v. Assume a reclining position. Lie down on the bed until you feel better. Synonyms. Lie down. Lie. N. A statement that deviates from or perverts the truth. Synonyms. Prevarication. Lie. N. Position or manner in which something is situated. Lie. N. Norwegian diplomat who was the first Secretary General of the United Nations, 1896 to 1968. Dictionary entries near lie. Lichter. Lid. Lidded. Lidless. Lido. Lie. Leap from milk.
NATO.
Lied. Lie down. Leaf.
NATO. It's a lie. So we have incubuses and we have succubuses. We have incubus, which is a succubus is female and an incubus is a male. So guess what? Your politicians, your what do you call it? Prosecuting attorneys, your lawyers are liars. Your judges, your prime ministers, presidents, governor generals, bureaucrats are all, and the royal family are all a bunch of liars. They're incubuses and succubuses, demons that have no part of any rule. You're all a bunch of demons. Let's end it off with demons, shall we? Let's see what a demon is. Demon.
Demon. N. Published by Online Etymology Dictionary. C. 1200. An evil spirit, malignant supernatural being, an incubus, a devil, from Latin demon, spirit, from Greek daimon, deity, divine power, lesser god. Guiding spirit, tutelary deity, sometimes including souls of the dead, one's genius, lot, or fortune. From pi asterisk daimon, divider, provider of fortunes or destinies, from root asterisk da, to divide.
Fortunes
The
of
sense
destiny.
is because the Greek word was used, with daimonion, in Christian Greek translations and the Vulgate for God of the heathen, heathen idol, and also for unclean spirit. Jewish authors earlier had employed the Greek word in this sense, using it to render shadim, lords, idols in the Septuagint, and Matthew v.31 has daemons, translated as deiful in Old English, fiend or doi in Middle English. Another Old English word for this was helknit, literally, hell knight. The usual ancient Greek sense, supernatural agent or intelligence lower than a god, ministering spirit, is attested in English from 1560s and is sometimes written demon or daimon for purposes of distinction. Meaning, destructive or hideous person, is from 1610s, as an evil agency personified rum, etc., from 1712. The demon of Socrates, late 14c, in English, was a daimonion, a divine principle or inward oracle. His accusers, and later the Church Fathers, however, represented this otherwise. The demon star, 1895, is Algol, Q. V. Entries related to demon, asterisk da, Algol, demon, daimon, demonarchy, demoness, demoniac, demonic, demonize, demonology, devil, pandemonium. Others are reading. Definitions of demon from WordNet. Demon, N. An evil supernatural being. Demon, N. A cruel, wicked, and inhuman person. Demon, N. Someone extremely diligent or skillful. He worked like a demon to finish the job on time. She's a demon at math. Dictionary entries near demon. Demographics. Demography. Demoiselle. Demolish. Demolition. Demon. Demonarchy. Demoness. Demonetization. Demonetize. Demoniac.
Enough said. Enough said. Now you see what you're dealing with. Incubus, succubus, demons. Evil spirits. Because spirit means breath. Evil breath.
So can you just say, can you not make any noise?